Hello and welcome to Theme Park Worldwide and what is one of our most anticipated videos of the year. Now I know that you guys all like to know what theme parks we're visiting, which new roller coasters we're going to be experiencing and so on, and yeah, the time is here because I'm going to sit down, go through the different months and talk about the various different trips that we've got planned in 2019 here on Theme Park Worldwide. The season is less than 2 weeks away now. We're going to be kicking it off in Blackpool Pleasure Beach on the 16th of February and yeah, we can't wait to get back into filming regular theme park vlogs again and so much more on the channel. Now in 2019 we're going to be visiting more new theme parks than we ever have done in 1 year. Of course we did already announce our USA road trip that's going to be taking place throughout June and into July. It's going to be huge, it's our biggest trip ever, so make sure you check out that video if you've not seen it. We announced the parks in a bit of a funny way, something a bit different. Come on, we're Theme Park Worldwide, we like to do things a bit different, so yes, make sure you check that out. But in this video I'll also be going through the parks again that we're covering on the USA trip and also sharing a few more details about the trip as well, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But of course that's happening in June and the first part of July. What are we doing throughout the rest of the year? Which other theme parks are we going to? Well, it's time for you guys to find out. Now as always, anything is possible with these trips. You know, some things might not go ahead as planned, some things might be added in addition. We might play around with the dates that we're going and months and things. So you know, this is what the provisional plan is for this year, but of course I have to say it is subject to change. So yes, we'll see what happens with that one, but hopefully all this will be going ahead. That is the plan, and also a few surprises as well that I won't be announcing in this trip just because I want to, you know, finalise a few bits and things. So yeah, there will be some surprises as well announced throughout the year. As always, I like to keep you guys in suspense about what we're doing, but yes, let's start off then by talking about February, the opening of Blackpool Pleasure Beach on the 16th. We're going to be heading down there for the whole weekend, and yeah, I'll be going back the weekend after as well, so lots to come from Blackpool Pleasure Beach as always to kick in the theme park season. As we move into March, of course, we're going to be going back to Blackpool again and seeing the different Merlin attractions as well and doing some new updated vlogs there, because it's been a while since I've done a vlog at Blackpool Tower, Madame Tussauds, all of those different attractions. So yeah, the plan is to go and do vlogs for those and also the piers as well. I will be filming some pier videos. It all depends what is available on the piers early in the season. If everything seems to be open, then I'll film the pier vlogs early on. If not, they'll be coming a little bit later on. But yeah, of course, March is when the theme parks here in the UK all mostly open. Not all of them, but most of them open. So we're going to be doing the opening day at Alton Towers, where we'll be experiencing the Alton Towers dungeon. We'll be there for the whole Alton Towers opening weekend on the Saturday and Sunday. We're also going to Legoland for the opening day. Chessington World of Adventures will be there as well to go and see Room on the Broom, the new attraction that's replaced Hocus Pocus Hall, so make sure you stay tuned for that. We'll also be going to Thorpe Park and Fantasy Island in Inglemells, Skegness during March. So a busy March to kick in the UK theme park season. As always, they're just the confirmed trips, but in terms of we might do a few more bits as well. It all depends on days off and that sort of thing for Charlotte and working out other bits. So yeah, you know, it's one of those, isn't it? But yeah, March, kicking in the season and lots of vlogs there guaranteed to start off the year in style. Moving into April then, and our first abroad trip, of course, we've already done New York back in January, which was brilliant. It was a last minute trip. It wasn't a theme park trip, so to speak. It was more to see the different attractions. But of course, we're going back to New York and doing some theme parks as part of the America trip in June. So more about that later. But yes, April, our first trip will be out to Italy, and we're going to be going back to Gardaland, where I went in 2015 to go and ride Oblivion the Black Hole. So yeah, back to Gardaland for a couple of days. I'm actually going out there with Martin, so that'll be really nice. Going there, doing all the park, and Martin's never been there before. We're also going to be having a day at Mirabilandia in Italy as well. First time going to that park. I can't believe that I've never been, to be honest. It's pretty shocking that I've never been to Mirabilandia, but that is set to change in April 2019, as we'll be going there. Lots to look forward to. Catalan looks amazing, that's their B&M invert, and so much more. There's also the new Ducati roller coaster opening. I'm not too sure if we're going to get that or not early in the season, but hopefully we do. If not, there's plenty of other stuff for me to look forward to for my first ever visit to Mirabilandia. So yes, that's our trip to Italy coming up in April. Also in April, going to be visiting Lightwater Valley, Flamingo Land for our annual trip. Probably go a couple of times this year if I do get a chance to. I did say that last year and didn't get around to it, but I'd like to do an early season and a late season sort of up there this year, or maybe a summer trip. Flamingo Land in the summer is always nice. So, but yes, make sure you stay tuned for that. We'll also be going to the first late night riding at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. The park's open until 10 o'clock. They've got fireworks above Icon. It looks absolutely wonderful when they do it every year. So I can't wait to go to that. The first late night riding at Blackpool Pleasure Beach in April. So yeah, another action-packed month. As always, more UK parks and things will sort of be thrown in here and there when I get a chance as well. So yeah, exciting times. Into May and a trip out to Germany. So yes, this is going to be to visit Heidi Park, somewhere that I went to back in 2014. But yes, I'm looking forward to getting back out there to ride on Colossus, because obviously when I was last there, their huge wooden roller coaster was operating, it was fine. The past few years it's been closed, but it's been completely rebuilt. Yeah, all the track's been redone and everything, so that looks great. Now the plan is to go there in May. However, if Colossus isn't ready in time, we'll push that trip back to go and do it at another point. But yeah, it does seem like things are looking good for Colossus. So yeah, get back there. There's lots of new stuff to see. There's a Ghostbusters ride and various other changes around the park. Same with Gardaland that we're doing in April. So yeah, it's going to be nice to get back to Heidi Park. But whilst we're out there in northern Germany, I thought, we've got to chuck in another brand new park. Another one that's pretty shocking that I've never been to before. So we're doing it in 2019. And that is, of course, Hansa Park. So I'm looking forward to getting there, riding on Carnan, lots of the other rides there. But yeah, mainly Carnan. I mean, that's the one that I'm looking forward to getting on. The reason I've never rushed out there is because I'm not a massive fan of Gerstlauer rides. So it was one of those for me that I thought, I just can't get the motivation to go and check it out. But this year, I'm going to ride it. We met up with some of our friends who went there last year and they said it was great. So want to go and check it out. The park looks nice as well. And they've got a new ride opening this year as well. That'll be good to go and see. But yes, that's the Germany trip. Heidi Park and Hansa Park, which will be coming up in May. And I think me and Harry Turnstiles are going on that one. That's the plan. It's not booked yet, but like I say, we're waiting for Colossus. But yeah, I think me and Harry are going on that one. So that'll be really nice. And it'll be his first time doing those parks, my first time at Hansa Park, and also my second time at Heidi Park. So there you go, Heidi and Hansa. Yeah, that'll be a nice trip. So yes, Italy in April. May, of course, we're kicking off and we're going to be going and doing Germany. But there's so much more to come in May as well, because I'm also planning to return to Disneyland Paris to go and check out the refurbished Phantom Manor. Obviously, I've got an annual pass now for Disneyland Paris, so I'll be making the most of that this year. But yes, also along with that, a return visit to Parc Asterix, which is in Paris as well. I've not been there for a few years actually. I think it was 2014 when I was last there. They've got their new roller coaster, what they had a couple of years ago, the Gerstlauer. Along with that, there's a couple of other bits that have changed. There's a Zamperla Disco, and like, I know some of this stuff's been in for a few years, but I've not seen it yet. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting out there and going and seeing Parc Asterix again. And also 3 parks I'll be doing on well, 4 if you include Walt Disney Studios. But yeah, the other park I'm going to be doing is going back to Jardin d'Acclimatation. I'm not too sure how you pronounce it, but it's in the centre of Paris. I went there last winter, this sort of time last year actually, last February, and saw all the construction taking place. They're putting a new ride, a Gerstlauer bobsled coaster, and there's a few other bits as well what they've changed and theming added to the park. So I'm going to be going there as well. The plan is for that in May. Of course, Phantom Manor, there seems to be a date what's been put out for May, but you know, it's still not 100% confirmed for Phantom Manor on that date, but I'd like to go in May. That's the plan, and yeah, go back out to Disneyland Paris. Really exciting. Along with that then, I'm also planning to go back out to Europa Park in Germany. So 2 trips to Germany is the plan for May, mainly because they've got the opening of Krona Saar, their brand new hotel, which opens on the 31st of May. So the plan is to go out there for a few days. I've got an annual pass again for there. I might tie that in with the Disneyland Paris trip yet, maybe. It all depends on what the plans are for that and things and dates and stuff. But yeah, out to Europa Park. Along with that, I'll be getting a car and driving to Holiday Holiday Park and doing that. We went there a couple of years ago. That was great. Went there with Lee, Joe and Ruby, so that was really good fun. Going back to there. And also another new park, Tripsdrill, which is about an hour and a half, I think, from Europa Park, give or take. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going there and seeing Tripsdrill. Apparently it's a really pretty park, really nicely themed, so be right down my street. And yeah, that's the plan. There's also a couple of like alpine coasters around there and things, so gonna check those out and whack those in as well. So yeah, May's looking really busy actually. May and June at the moment are like crazy, and September, but more about that later. But yeah, that is the plan for May. So 3 foreign trips is the plan for May. It'll be a busy one, that busy. Into June, and of course the whole of June taken up by this huge USA road trip. I'll be coming back from Europa like the 1st, 2nd of June, resting all the way through until the start of our USA road trip. And like I say, if you haven't seen our reveal video, make sure you check it out. We had a bit of fun. It was very different, very cheesy, but come on, you are watching Theme Park Worldwide. And yes, this is our huge road trip across the USA, starting over in Dallas in Texas, and of course making our way over to New York. So that is going to be huge. I'm just going to list off the parks again now, so you get to see them all. But yeah, here we go. Let's start with the first part we're going to be doing, which is Six Flags Fiesta Texas. We're then going to be going to Six Flags Over Texas, moving on to Silver Dollar City, then on to Worlds of Fun. Following on from that, we'll be going to Six Flags St. Louis, Holiday World, really looking forward to that one. I'm looking forward to all of these, but there's some standout parks for me that I've wanted to do for years, bucket list parks. Moving on from Holiday World to Kings Island, not too far away from Cedar Point. Well, it's up that way, isn't it, in Ohio? But yeah, the plan is to go there, so I'm really looking forward to seeing that. Along with that, 2 days at Cedar Point, 2 days then at Dollywood. Of course, we've got Wildwood Grove to look forward to as well. A new Vekoma family coaster, but some new flats and a really heavily themed area for the family, so that'll be nice to see. Six Flags Over Georgia will be coming up then. We'll be then heading to Carowinds to go and ride on Copperhead Strike, and there's so many rides I'm looking forward to on this trip. These new ones I'm mentioning, plus all the bucket list coasters that are there already, and yeah, it's going to be amazing. The only park that I've done on this trip is of course Cedar Point, and I have seen Coney Island, but I've not done any of the rides, so excited to get all of this. Moving on from Carowinds, Busch Gardens Williamsburg, King's Dominion will be coming up after that. Then heading to Kennywood, where we'll get to ride on the new Steel Curtain ride. I'm looking forward to that. We'll then be crossing the border from the USA into Canada for a visit to Canada's Wonderland, where we'll also get to ride the tallest dive coaster in the world, Yukon Striker. Got topped off the other day, actually. Looks really nice. Like the loop was just finished, and obviously it's the only dive coaster with a loop in it. So yeah, that looks really cool. We'll then be coming back into the USA and visiting Knoebels Amusement Resort. Following on from that to Hershey Park. From Hershey Park to Six Flags Great Adventure, and then to Six Flags New England. We're going up to then come back down into New York, where we're going to spend a couple of days and do Coney Island whilst it's open, and also the new American Dream Mall. They've got the Nickelodeon Universe Park, which is opening in there, and the park looks really nice actually. They've got a huge coaster in there and quite a few different coasters actually. So yeah, that is our huge USA road trip, and like I say, that's going to be kicking off from the 10th of June all the way through until I think it's the 3rd of July. So yeah, we've got that huge trip planned, and it's going to be absolutely massive. Our biggest ever trip coming up here on Theme Park Worldwide. So when me and Alex come back from that huge 3-week-long road trip across America, I'll be taking a few days just to chill out, maybe go to a few UK parks and just have some chill coaster riding. And then I'll be heading out to the Netherlands. Yes, hello to all the Dutch fans out there. I'll be coming out then, of course, riding Untamed, the conversion from RMC, from Robin Hood into Untamed. So I'm really looking forward to riding that and yeah, experiencing it. We know that it's got more inversions on there than any other RMC coaster, so I'm really looking forward to riding that, and yeah, it looks fantastic. Along with that, I'm also planning to go to Bobbejaanland Land, a return visit there. We went there 2 years ago to go and ride their new triple launch coaster that looks great from the plans. I'm really looking forward to going there and seeing that. So yeah, that's the plan, Bobbejaanland Land and also Wallaby Holland. And also whilst I'm out there, I'll probably go and do a few other parks around the area. I'd like to do a few more parks that we missed when we did our Europe road trip last year. So yeah, like if you got any suggestions, Dutch fans, comment down below. I love you guys in the Netherlands. I love everywhere that we visit, but you guys in the Netherlands, I love it. You love your theme parks. You love watching Theme Park Worldwide and Efteling, and you know, it's great. So yeah, lots to come from the Netherlands as always. But yeah, that's coming up sort of the end of July is the plan to go out there. Again, it all depends on when Untamed is going to be opening. Hopefully it'll be open by then, but you know, we'll sort of see with that one. If it's going to be opening a bit later, I'll push it back, or you know, play with the dates there and see what I want to do. Into August then, the best of British summer, a bit like what I did last year, continuing with that, visiting lots of different parks throughout the UK in the summer holidays. Like when the sun's shining, our seaside resorts in this country are absolutely beautiful. The plan is to go back up north again, probably go and do M&Ds and stuff again, and a few more bits around the coast, and some new parks as well, some smaller amusement parks around the coast, and yeah, some piers, that sort of thing. So yeah, stay tuned for that in August. And yeah, I'm also planning on going on a huge trip to a first park that I've never been to before, which is out to Finland. So yeah, along with doing the UK stuff, I'll be doing a bigger trip out to Finland for my first time, to Helsinki, to go and visit Linnanmäki. I think that's how we say it. Linnanmäki amusement park, that of course is opening Tiger, a huge new ride this year. So yeah, that'll be a big trip, that will, for August, because it's my first time going to Finland. Look forward to seeing that. And yeah, also exploring Helsinki, riding on Tiger, which is this huge new coaster. It looks great. I spoke about it quite a bit actually throughout last year as it was being built and over winter. But yeah, that's coming up in August. Along with that, I might look at doing another European trip to some more sort of parks, what are running summer events. I'd like to do Toverland when they do their summer light open till 11 o'clock. I've always been to Toverland when it's been quiet, so I'd love to go when it's busy. I'd like to queue for stuff, you know, I want to see the park busy and everybody alive with magic. I want to sit in Port Laguna with a cocktail and just enjoy it all. So yeah, that's the plan coming up in August. And then of course moving on to September and our second huge trip of 2019, and that is out to Orlando for 2 weeks. Me and Charlotte, of course, my wonderful girlfriend, who also does a lot for Theme Park Worldwide, all the admin and messages behind the scenes. Yeah, me and Charlotte are going out to America. It'll be Charlotte's first ever time in the USA. First time, of course, going to Walt Disney World, Universal. So much for her to go and see. And yeah, she is so excited, and I'm really excited. That trip's all about her, and of course I'll be giving the tips and things about what we should do to save time, but it's all about Charlotte seeing all the Harry Potter stuff for the first time, discovering Disney. Yeah, she's gonna love it. Of course, we're doing all the Disney parks and water parks. We're doing the Universal parks, and of course Volcano Bay, their water park. We're also going to be doing SeaWorld and Busch Gardens as well, along with the Fun Spot parks and a few other little bits and touristy things around the area as well. Of course, we're going to be kicking off Halloween 2019 there as well. With a visit to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. We're going there on the first night actually, so that'll be really good fun. And then of course, Universal Halloween Horror Nights. We'll be doing that on a few different nights throughout the trip as well. But yeah, a huge mega trip for me and Charlotte out to Orlando, which is taking place in September into early October. That is going to be really good, and I just can't wait to go out there. 2-week trip with Charlotte. I'm really looking forward to it. I've never done a trip with Charlotte for that long, so it'll be really nice to spend that amount of time with her, ride on all the rides with her for the first time, and also I'll get to see some new bits as well, like Tigress, Busch Gardens. Hopefully by then we'll see a bit more construction taking place on Gwazi with this rumoured conversion into an RMC for 2020. Along with that, new stuff to see at the Disney parks. Hopefully Disney Skyliner, that should be open. I don't think we're going to get Star Wars Land on the trip, but we might do. I might be amazed. We might get Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, but we'll see what happens with that one. And yeah, of course, new bits to see. Sesame Street at SeaWorld, Universal, they're putting in new bits all the time and changing stuff. So yeah, lots to go and see on the huge Orlando trip coming up in September into October. Coming back from that, it'll be into Halloween. Got quite a bit planned for Halloween already, what we're going to be doing. The usual Alton Towers Scarefest, Thorpe Park Fright Nights, hopefully it's better this year. Lots of other UK Halloween events. But also I want to go out and do Halloween at Europa Park. I've not done that for a good few years now. I think it's been 4 years. And they've also relaunched Horror Nights as Traumatica. So I'll be heading there in October. Along with that, Halloween at Disneyland Paris, something that I've never shown on the channel before because I've not done it since before I had a YouTube channel. So that's going to be great to see Halloween at Disneyland Paris. I might look at actually going out for Halloween night this time as well and going to the big Halloween party, what they do. Well, again, that's subject to change. All plans are subject to change, but you know, normally quite good. Everything normally goes ahead what I say. It's only in an extreme circumstance that something might not go ahead. But yeah, really looking forward to that. We'll come back from that. Disneyland Paris Europa Park, and yeah, be into more UK Halloween events subject to when that trip takes place. But there you go, that is 2019 here on Theme Park Worldwide. Again, there's a few bits that I've not announced that I'm hoping to do and plan at some point, a few surprises, should we say, that, you know, I like to put in there. But there you go, that is the provisional plan, starting from, well, next Saturday at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, all the way through until October. There are our foreign trips that we've got planned. Also announced some of the Halloween stuff there. Last year I didn't have anything locked in for Halloween till later on, whereas this year we know we've got, you know, the stuff out in Florida, plus going out to Disneyland Paris and Europa Park for their Halloween event. So what a huge year, lots of new parks to go and see: Mirabolandia, Trips Drill, Hansa Park, along with return visits to Disneyland Paris, Europa Park, Wallaby Holland for their new ride. Oh, it's so exciting, what a huge year. And of course that huge trip out to the USA, which is taking place in June. There you go, thank you very much for joining me here on Theme Park Worldwide for our 2019 theme park trip announcements. Let me know your comments down below in the videos. Maybe there's somewhere that you'd like to suggest for me to visit, you know, if I've got a few spare days. Comment down below on the video and let me know. And yes, thank you very much for watching. As we move forward over the next few weeks, the vlogs are going to start to pick up again. I'll also be announcing our new theme park news series, and so much more. It's very exciting, and welcome to 2019, our biggest and best year yet here on Theme Park Worldwide. I'm Sean Sandbrook, and that means it's time to cue those credits. See you in the next video.